for so stochastic energy, I was saying, is a big problem because nobody can afford to lose the power when we are, for example, talking online, or when you are to your home appliance, or for the industry, for the factories and so on. So we need a reliable source of energy. And the electricity produced with the renewable energy is random, plus electricity cannot be preserved. There is no way to store energy, electricity. So what is new is that we try to save the cost linked to the with a good forecasting. We try to save all the costs that are hidden and that are related to renewable energy. This is the biggest part, also in terms of achievements. Is this clear?
Yes, very good. Thank you, Giuseppe, Professor Dr. Giuseppe Orlando. We are very happy for listening your presentations and also Priant branch presentation. These are very scientific presentations about different areas. So the climate change area, sustainability, and the environmental studies, we can understand that there is a very huge and different approach. For example, local governments, municipalities, the scientific and mathematical presentations also we have. These are very rich in our presentations. So, are there any question to also present to anybody?
Priyant,
Yes.
I'm very much delighted to listen to your presentation.
Yes.
Do you have identified any climate change mitigation strategy really that is suitable for the recent days? Or can you suggest any climate change mitigation strategy?
The question is really unique.
Is this question for me?
Priyant, yes, you are in this question. This is for you. Yes.
Yes, it's for me, isn't it? Or
Well,
it's for Dr.
the thing is that in my model, we forecast 1 hour production in advance. So climate change is not something that can happen. The change of the weather from the structural point of view is something that takes ages. So instead, our objective is to have a good forecast for what can happen next hour. So I would say that climate change, in the sense that this winter, the fact that this winter in New Delhi, the weather is warmer, climate change is already included in the data, because at the current moment, we have a condition that is related to what is happening exactly now in India. So because of the structure of the data that we analyze, and because the way in which our model forecasts things, we already include the fact that in India at the moment, or in New Delhi, there is a storm, or the weather is worse or better than the previous year. The forecast is now for next hour. Is this clear?
Thank you, Professor, for answering my question. I have one more question in my mind. Is there any specific technology for controlling all kind of the pollutants that has been created in the recent day due to the social and technological change.
Yeah, you are talking about pollution.
Yes, you are correct.
Well, no, in the sense that our model is about forecasting. Is not about forecasting production of energy. Is not about pollution, but for sure there are techniques that may save pollution in the sense that they can you can reduce the impact of plastic in the industrial process, in the consuming process, and so on. What we do in terms of pollution is the fact that, as I told you, there is renewable energy is something that requires traditional thermal power plant up and running. So if you have wind or solar, because this production is random, then there is always a switched on burning oil or burning gas, a power plant. And with our system, we reduce the consumption of oil or gas because we make a better forecast and we signal to the grid, we signal to the producer that we don't need so much energy. We don't need so much production. In this way, we can save CO2 plus, as I said, the pollution. We pollute less because we consume less oil, we consume less gas.
Okay, my last question to Priyant. Will energy economy give solution for the future green economy?
Yes, I probably think that the energy economy can give a solution for the green economy in future, but withstanding that the model should be properly described. For example, just like in the past question, it was being answered by Dr. Giuseppe about the pollution model, that how it can be prevented. But in the similar way, as I am a student of computer science and engineering, I think that proper data mining models should be made even for the case of this question in energy economy, that proper mining model should be carried forwarded so that it can provide the results into the green economy.
Will all the models can reach to the poor in the citizens at the village level?
All the models might not reach till the village level because it requires quite a lot of coordination and also the combination of the strategies from the central idea. So, for example, there are several models which are dealing with your minimizing the pollution at the main cities or towns. For example, we have the electrolytic catalyst model for ECO2. We have that model. We also have the suppressor model for dust into the main towns and cities. But until the government, the central government is not distributing the duties within the states so that they can implement it into the villages, till then it won't be going till there.
So will all the models only in the theory, not in the practice? Is this correct?
No, even in the practical ways, it will work because these are not just theoretical models. Rather, I would say that in the past models, there have been many past models which have only been theoretic, and it was really difficult to implement them in the practical situation. But the model which I have developed, I think that it is absolutely permissible into the practical situation.
Priyant, I can understand that. However, we are growing by technology
Yes.
and digitalization, etc. Still, we are suffering a lot due to the climate change
Yes.
and other things. Do you think that we have not reached that level to mitigate all kind of the environmental issues?
It depends from region to region. For example, if we say that if we are able to, if we have reached that level of rendering out all climate issues, then I must say that, let's say, take the example of Japan, which I had put in my case studies. Even Japan is the number one technology country today in the world, and is also having a very strong mitigation strategy. But even after that, even in this year, you can see the tsunami which came. Even in that thing, and even the earthquake, they couldn't mitigate it properly. So I think that the current models are not sufficient enough to mitigate the climate resilience strategies, and it's also not able to avoid the big, what we can say, the catastrophes which are coming. So I think more advancement of the models is required with combination of technology and not just physical labor.
Okay, thank you, Priyan. Thank you for answering my question. The reason why all my questions related to my research work, that I would like to
Yes.
clarify all my doubt through you. Thank you for answering my questions.
Yes, you're welcome. You're most welcome.
Yes, we thank all of you. It is very good and informative discussion. Thank you, dear Professor Giuseppe Orlando, dear Priyant Baraje, and making this also discussion. Thank you, Silver Mohan. Thank you very much. And now we are going to listen Seda Yıldırım presentation. We can listen. It's your turn, dear Professor Doktor Seda Yıldırım.
Hello, we cannot hear you.
Yes, we can't hear
You
you.
can see my video.
Yes,
Yes, yes.
after his presentation, we can maybe Seda Yıldırım can you can maybe define something. For example, your aim. Yes, we are listening you. Maybe you can talk when the video is presented.
Hello, we cannot hear you.
We can't hear, but Professor Dr. Seda Yıldırım is here, she can tell about something. Can you talk, dear Professor Dr. Seda Yıldırım?
Video oynuyor mu hocam?
Yes, we are
Okay.
looking video. We can listen you about. Mhm. You can speak.
Video, is it play?
Yes, we
Can
are seeing the video, but you
can
can
you
see
hear
your.
my voice?
We can see your sound, so you can speak when video is presented. Uh, uh, yes, we are seeing Professor Dr. Seda Yıldırım's presentation. So it's about 3D principle and recycling practices in the fashion industry. Also, we are going to listen in the presentations, in the links, Seda Yıldırım's presentation.
If you want, dear Professor Seda Bostancı, if you want, you can turn past me. I think there is a
Okay,
technical problem.
okay,
Then
okay.
later we can see all presentation on Tenekevu YouTube channel.
Yes,
Sorry
we are.
for technical.
It's not important. We see what it is about. So it's about the 3D principles, and we have the video. You can see after the symposium the videos you can see. Thank you, dear Professor Dr. Seda Yıldırım, for the presentation.
Dr. Siddha Yildirim, if you share the PPT, I can explain it also. No issue.
Yes, you can.
Suppose the video is not working, no problem. You share the video, you share the PPT, I can explain it.
Yes, Seda Yıldırım can share maybe the video, and Silver Mohan can speak about. Yes.
Can you see? Can you see?
Yes, we are seeing.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Dr. Mohan, yes, it's
Yes, we are listening, Dr. Mohan.
Yes, good afternoon to all the researchers, those who are presenting in this symposium. Welcome you all for our presentation. Our research title, 3R Principle and Recycling Practices in the Fashion Industry. It is known that the fashion industry is growing like anything in the global. But the fashion industry using many particles, objects which are in waste, but that is necessary to recycle to protect our economy and also the global scenario. So in this case, the researchers are introduce the 3R principle and recycling practices to preserve our citizen and also economy. The next slide, please.
The next slide, yes. You can share the next slide. Yes, we are seeing the next slide.
Yes. Yes, we are loudly speaking about the sustainable development the worldwide. So here we would like to introduce the 3R principle for the circular economy. We discuss one by one all the three principles. Please, next slide. The first principle, what we would like to introduce is reduce. Reduce means reducing every kind of consumption activities. Yes, some of the consumption activities are prejudicial to the interest of the common human life. Then reuse. So however you are consuming some of the toxic materials, so if it is recycle or reuse for the different purposes, that surely will helpful for protecting from the harmful materials. The third principle, what we would like to introduce that is a recycle. Yes, however you consume, you try to reuse, then after the reuse, better you have to recycle. That will help us to waste less and support our economy. So in the fashion industry, we necessary to follow the two items. One is the waste management and the circular practices. Yes, the fashion industry necessarily seriously pollute the environment. So the fashion industry must take a lot of measures for avoiding the pollution and protect the environment. You see, there are many brands from the fashion industry, H&M, the Nick, Adidas, like that. But all they are using the different kind of the materials which are toxic. However, they are necessary to recycle all the materials that is used, which are more harmful to the society by using the 3R principles. So from our discussion, what we try to conclude that in the fashion industry, 3R applications and especially recycling application stand out for circular economy and the grand green transition. Yes, the circular economy will contribute a lot for the green transition and also protect our environment from the different kind of the toxic materials that is used in routine by the fashion industry. Thank you for listening our presentation. Here, the purpose is to introduce the 3R principle from our presentation.
Yes, thank you very much for your presentation. After taking
Dr. Mohan.
Thank you, Dr. Mohan and Seda, Professor Dr. Mohan and Professor Dr. Seda Yıldırım for their presentations. We also have.
So any questions relating to the R principle and also how to protect the fashion industry, the toxic activities can be discussed.
Yes, we are going to make discussions, but before discussions, also I think Cüneyt, do you want to make some presentation, Cüneyt? We will also listen Duygu Doğan, but after Duygu Doğan, is there any people who want to make their presentation? Is there? Okay, so I think we are now listening to Duygu Doğan. Okay, after that we can make our questions to the presentations also. Are you going to make your presentation in English or Turkish? It's if you can make Turkish if you want. It's not important. Maybe you can add something in English also in your presentations.
Sure. First of all, I would like to send my greetings to all local and international participants and try to share my presentation with you. Can you see it?
Yes.
Just a moment. I have to start it again. Just a moment.
Yes, we are seeing them.
In fact, I didn't think about the language of it, so I
Yes.
in Turkish, but as we have international participants, I would like to maybe summarize my presentation in English as well, so local participants can see it in Turkish.
Surely our English conversation will help us to listen to you.
Sorry, I couldn't understand.
So if you are speaking, suppose if you are present in English, we will get the benefit from your insights.
Sure. I will try to present it in English, but the presentation, you'll see it as a PowerPoint in Turkish. Sorry for that. So
no issue from you. We try to learn Turkey.
I can't hear you well, so.
So
Thank you. We are going to listen Duygu Doğan's presentations. Thank you.
Okay. The title of our presentation is the changing impact of female representation on brand personality with a relation to the advertisements, of course, and the case of Donna Karan New York brand. What you will see in my presentation is what does brand personality mean? What is the relationship with it and the advertisements of a brand, and also the female representation in a brand ads or advertisement campaign. And we will focus on Donna Karan New York brands changing perspective on female representation from 2015 to today, in the last decade, I mean. So, first of all, I would like to give you brief insights about the research design and the research objectives as well. As you know, brand personality is very important if we talk about the brand identity, especially for global brands. And usually we use ads, advertisements, and visuals as well to introduce the brand personality to the target groups and consumers. And in advertisements, of course, with the concept of brand personality, we will talk about the personification, and then the gender identity is very important in advertisements. So we usually see either male or female representations, male and female figures in advertisements. And today we will talk about the relationship with it and the brand personality of the selected brand, the global brand. So we have 4 research questions. In fact, how does the brand, I mean the selected brand, Donna Karan, use this brand personality and also the female representation in it? And how is the relationship between the female representation and the brand personality with regards to the advertisement campaigns of, again, the selected brand? And whether we are also going to talk about whether there is a change between the advertisement campaigns, the focus of advertisement campaigns, again, related to female representation within a decade. And also we are going to talk about what is the exact brand personality type of Donna Karan. So these are our research questions. And for the data collection and for the methodology we can talk about, we had a double stage quantitative data collection cycle, let's say. First of all, we try to find the most viewed or the top rated global brand, especially linked to female representation in cosmetics industry. And we found it after SEO or focused search. We found it as Donna Karan, New York. And then we selected the top rated ad posters, mostly from the past and from today's campaigns. And then we started to analyze them regarding the semiotic analysis principles of bars and peers, with the sign, signifier, and signified levels, again, with an analysis of both visual and textual data, and with their meanings as well. So maybe I can give a few insights about brand personality and the link to advertisement campaigns. So, you know, brand personality is a part of, let's say, brand identity, and it's also different from brand image. So there are a lot of different concepts, and they are usually confusing. But brand personality means what we think about that brand in our minds, and what kind of emotions they trigger in us. So according to Akers brand personality dimensions, that means brand is a human. So brand personality is some kind of a human being with different kinds of features, both physically and emotionally, and also characteristically. And when we want to scale or when we want to measure the brand personality, we usually, in the literature, we usually see three different types. One of them is a scaling based on the big 5 traits of the personality. And another one is Acres Brand Personality Scale, which is also focusing on the big 5 traits. And there's another one that's the archetype approach of Mark and Pearson with 12 different dimensions. So at the end of my presentation, you will see we will also analyze this Donna Karanillo brand's personality according to Acre and also to archetype approach. Sorry, I can't change it. And the link between a brand and advertisement is, well, advertisements usually are very powerful mediums to introduce, to give the core points of brand to the stakeholders. But they are also used to reshape them and reshape also the society's views on gender identity. So it's very important for us. And how do we use advertisements to reshape brand personality? In advertisements, we usually use celebrities, their faces, their features, their physical appearances, so that consumers take the emotion that, okay, this brand is let's say, is a shadow of this celebrity. So that's very important. We can also the mythification of brand is also very popular, and you can give a link to a mythical point, a mythical feature or figure with the brand identity. And what we also do is, again, use advertisements to give the specific points of brand personality and brand identity in it, or publishing it